Hello degenerates, welcome back. Some of you have been asking about RUDD, her journey, if it's worth pulling or not, and also about her card. So let's talk a little bit about this because they forgot to include the card and it was added hours after the launch for RUDD and I forgot about it until today, so I was okay, let's go talk about it a little bit. This is, as you can see by the title, a card you should not pull for. This is one of the worst items they've done in the game. Now, for RUDD is decent, just because of the passive itself you're getting. Decent, not even great, by the way. But this is the first item that I am actually not pulling for and not even like bothering to max out or to even get, right? Like, usually, you know, guys, I like pulling for the items and maxing them out, but in this case, it's like, there is no use for this. I'll put it later on the tier list, but this is literally a most likely a T3 item. No problem at all, a T3 item. There is multiple reasons for this. Let's talk first about RUDD, then about the card. So RUDD herself, her journey does not change anything when it comes to the rating on the tier list. Obviously, the amount of stats you get with the journey is always good and it's always a positive because it will help her and any character. But when it comes to being a tank, she's still not there, in contrast to the current LDs we have. Like, the LDs we have right now, when we are pushing at high deficit, they are just too good in contrast to that. If we go to tanks, and we're talking about these characters, I'm gonna be honest, only the T1 tanks are good tanks. And then you have a Snorky, which is good for bosses, and Ron, same thing, for utility. Komi, RUDD, and Selene are at the same level as Velvet, and they will be going down sooner or later. It's just there is no other alternatives currently for them, right? Without the Yearning, I am actually putting them, if I go here, both of them down here with the Yearning, just because it does, you know, increase the combat power quite a lot right now in contrast to everyone else. They're going up, but again, they are T3 characters for the most part. Same for Komi. The Yearning for RUDD, it does help a little bit, so this increases max HP. And when a normal attack hits, instantly reduces current senior skill cooldown. Freshman skill HP recovery ratio is double. Now, the HP recovery being double is great on her freshman skill, but this does not fix her biggest problem, which is just survivability, right? Like, actually having damage reduction or anything that can help her stay alive, in contrast to Bibi, in contrast to Chloe, in contrast to Ed, having that immortality like at the beginning, right? Like that invincibility 5 seconds at the start of each wave is great, it's fantastic. In contrast to that, RUDD doesn't really have anything. Her A3, it's really nice if you use her. Increases Ground Row Apostles SP recovery per second, right? 4 per second, which is pretty nice. But I would not even bother going for that, and even much less, you know, pulling for an A3, considering how expensive those are. I think this is a banner you can safely skip. I would not bother pulling for RUDD. I don't think there is any single reason to. I would not bother pulling for Daya unless she is your waifu or you need her for the A club. In that case, absolutely go for it, obviously, guys. You know that waifu over meta any day of the week. And I put focus instead on T. She is the winner of this patch, like by far. Really, really, really strong character. Now, that's it. The card itself. So if we go to cards right here, pick up card. The biggest problem with this card is that it's HP recovery increased by 30% and only HP. Only one stat, it's HP, which tends to be worse than defense for scaling at high deficit. And HP recovery is only useful on a handful of characters. Now, this is a card that is for tanks, right? Like, this is a card you would be putting on any of your tanks, be it your Bibi, be it your Ed, your Chloe, any tank that can have HP recovery, or even on Rim, you can put that card on them. It works, but it's not great. You are better off using any of the blue items we have for tanks currently, because there are a few items that are blue that are great for tanks. You have your Les Baldrons early on, really good. You have your safety harness, still a nice shield to give you time to proc your skill. The Grail of Origins for anyone who has shield is fantastic. Even the healing pendant sometimes is better than just putting anything else, because the SP recovery will help your tanks more than anything else, right? So we're talking about a blue item, the healing pendant, that is way better, way cheaper, and it's basically doing the same thing. The other problem this card has is that it came out at the same time as the Thief card. And this is a strong card, like in contrast, right? If we're talking about this new card, it's a T0 one in contrast to what I'm gonna be putting on T3. So it's like, why would you even bother pulling for it? Now, if you want for collection, go for it. I was thinking on exchanging for collection 1, but it's 150, and I only have on 250, so I am not gonna be exchanging for it. To me, this is, like I said, the first card that I will be skipping. I might be doing these 4 singles right here, but it's just not worth it. Like, overall, as a card, it has no value. And then when we're talking about the passive for RUDD, it's decent. It's nice, but if I go right here, it's not something that will even change much on her kit. So it does provide damage reduction, which is, like I was saying, what we were complaining about, 30% damage reduction for 6 seconds. But you need to be doing this every 4th attack. Between her senior and her freshman, her animations and everything else, this does not proc consistently enough, but you can actually survive with this, right? So I don't think this is a good card. I don't think I would buy it at all unless you are a RUDD simp. If you are a main RUDD player, go for it. Obviously, grab a copy just for her because the passive will help, even though there are better items. That said, basically, I would not pull for either. Okay, that is the TLDR. That is the TLDR for this. There is also Elias Frontier. I'll be making a separate video because I have not done anything yet. I've been busy. But as you guys can see, if you go into the top players currently, they are running our girl right here, Teeth, which makes me happy. Compared to the Korean server, which she was really bad, I'm happy that she is getting some usage and some love in here. Lastly, there are some free leaves on your mail if you didn't grab them already because of the hotfix compensation. But do not forget to grab those because it's free resources. Free resources, we love those. That's it. That's basically everything for this one. Tier list will be updated later. As usual, hope you guys are having a good one. Hope if you did pull, your pulls weren't too bad and you guys got lucky. And we will be live later. If you want to come by, say hello. Links down below. Good luck with your pull, dinner rates, and I'll see you in the next one.